Okay. Under unfinished business, yes. Item 57, Senator Mendoza. Secretary, please read.
Senate Bill 212 by Senator Mendoza, an act relating to controlled substances.
Senator Mendoza.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, I'm here to present SB 212, which is back for concurrence and defines a factor in aggravation for the manufacture of methamphetamine or concentrated cannabis. Assembly amendments are technical in nature in order to keep SB 212 consistent with general sentencing rules in which aggravating factors do not apply if a court imposes an enhancement. SB 212 has received no votes, and I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you. Members, any debate or discussion? Seeing none, Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen. Aye. Anderson. Aye. Bates. Aye. Bell. Aye. Berryhill.
Okay.
Aye. Block. Aye. Canella. De Leon. Aye. Fuller. Aye. Gaines.
Aye.
Aye. Galgiani. Aye. Glazer. Aye. Hall. Aye. Hancock. Hernandez. Aye. Hertzberg. Aye. Hill. Aye. Wesso. Huff. Aye. Jackson. Aye. Lada. Aye. Leno. Aye. Leva. Aye. Liu. Aye. McGuire. Aye. Mendoza. Aye. Mitchell. Monning. Aye. Morlock. Aye. Morrell. Aye. Wynn. Aye. Nilsson. Pan. Pavley. Aye. Roth. Aye. Runner. Stone. Aye. Runner. Aye. Vidak. Aye. Wykowski. Aye. Wolk. Wolk. Aye. Pan. Aye.
Secretary, please call the absent members.
Canella. Hancock. Aye. Wesso. Mitchell. Nilsson.
Ayes 36, no 0. The amendments are confirmed. Motion passes. Okay, moving on to file item 58, Senator Pan. Secretary, please read.
Senate Concurrent Resolution 56 by Senator Pan relative to Taiwanese American Heritage Week.
Great. Senator Pan.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, SCR 56 establishes the first week of May as the 17th annual Taiwanese American Heritage Week. The amendments taken in the Assembly simply add co-authors to the resolution. I respectfully ask for an aye vote on concurrence with Assembly amendments. Thank you.
Yeah. Members, any discussion or debate? Seeing none, Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen. Aye. Anderson. Aye. Bates. Aye. Bell. Aye. Berryhill. Aye. Block. Aye. Canella. De Leon. Aye. Fuller. Gaines. Aye. Galgiani. Aye. Glazer. Aye. Hall. Aye. Hancock. Aye. Hernandez. Aye. Hertzberg. Aye. Hill. Aye. Wesso. Huff. Aye. Jackson. Aye. Lada. Aye. Leno. Aye. Leva. Aye. Liu. Aye. McGuire. Aye. Mendoza. Aye. Mitchell. Monning. Morlock. Aye. Morrell. Aye. Wynn. Aye. Nilsson. Aye. Pan. Aye. Pavley. Aye. Roth. Aye. Runner. Aye. Stone. Aye. Vidak. Aye. Wykowski. Aye. Wolk. Wolk. Aye.
Secretary, please call the absent members.
Canella. Fuller. Aye. Wesso. Mitchell. Monning.
Ayes 36, no 0. The Assembly amendments are concurred in. Members, we will now move to file item 59. Senator Jackson. Senator Jackson. File item 59. Pass on file. Members will move on to file item 60. Senator Lara. Secretary, please read.
Senate Bill 562 by Senator Lara, an act relating to infrastructure financing.
Senator Lara.
Thank you, Mr. President and members. SB 562 provides statutory authority to the City of Long Beach to provide a public-private partnership to develop a new downtown civic center. This modern approach to the project financing would allow the city to rebuild its public infrastructure without imposing a tax increase on residents or burning the city's general fund. Amendments taken in the Assembly clarify that the Thailand's trust funds will not be used for this project. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Great, thank you. Members, any debate or discussion? Seeing none, Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen. Aye. Anderson. Aye. Bates. Aye. Bell. Aye. Berryhill. Block. Aye. Canella. De Leon. Aye. Fuller. Aye. Gaines.
Aye.
Aye. Galgiani. Aye. Glazer. Aye. Hall. Aye. Hancock. Aye. Hernandez. Aye. Hertzberg. Aye. Hill. Aye. Wesso. Aye. Huff. Aye. Jackson. Aye. Lada. Aye. Leno. Aye. Leyva. Aye. Liu. McGuire. Aye. Mendoza. Aye. Mitchell. Monning. Morlock. Aye. Morrell. Aye. Wynn. Aye. Nilsson. Aye. Pan. Pavley. Aye. Roth. Aye. Runner. Aye. Stone. Aye. Vidak. Aye. Wykowski. Aye. Wolk. Wolk, aye.
Please call the absent members.
Berryhill. Aye. Canella. Liu. Aye. Mitchell. Monning. Pan. Pan, aye.
Ayes 37, no 0. The Assembly amendments are concurred in. Members will move now to file item 62. Senator Huff. Secretary, please read.
Senate Concurrent Resolution 28 by Senator Huff relative to the Fullerton Police Detective Tommy De La Rosa Memorial Interchange.
All right, Senator Huff.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, today I'm privileged to present SCR 28, honoring the life and legacy of Detective Tommy De La Rosa of the City of Fullerton Police Department. Born on May 23, 1947, Detective De La Rosa lived an exemplary life distinguished by a love of country, family, and the community he served.
Yeah, members, could we please have order? All right, Senator Huff.
Thank you, Mr. President. Tommy De La Rosa faithfully served his country as a Marine in the Vietnam War. He joined the Fullerton Police Department on September 26, 1980. Tragically, on June 21, 1990, Detective De La Rosa was ambushed and shot 5 times during an undercover reverse sting narcotics operation, but although gravely injured, he was still able to return fire and fatally wound one of the suspects before succumbing to his injuries. 3 other suspects were convicted of Detective De La Rosa's murder and were sentenced to life without parole. SCR 28 would designate the northbound and southbound lanes of Interstate 5 at State Highway Route 91 interchange in the city of Fullerton as the Fullerton Police Detective Tommy De La Rosa Memorial Interchange. Detective De La Rosa is survived by his wife and 4 children. Detective De La Rosa provided the public with exemplary service and dedication to his job throughout his 9-year career with the Fullerton Police Department, and as such, SCR 28 will memorialize the service and sacrifice of Detective De La Rosa by designating a portion of State Highway Route 5 in the city of Fullerton in his honor, and I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Senator Huff. Members, any debate or discussion? Seeing none, Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen. Aye. Anderson. Aye. Bates. Aye. Bell. Aye. Berryhill. Aye. Block. Aye. Canella. De Leon. Aye. Fuller. Aye. Gaines.
Aye.
Aye. Galgiani. Aye. Glazer. Hall. Aye. Hancock. Aye. Hernandez. Aye. Hertzberg. Aye. Hill. Aye. Wesso. I. Huff. I. Jackson. I. Lara. I. Leno. I. Leva. I. Liu. I. McGuire. I. Mendoza. I. Mitchell. Monty. Morlock. I. Morrell. I. Wynn. I. Nilsson. I. Pan. I. Pavley. I. Roth. I. Runner. I. Stone. I. Vidak. I. Wachowski. I. Wolk. Wolk, aye.
Secretary, please call absent members.
Glazer, aye. Canella. Mitchell. Monty.
Ayes 37, no 0. The Assembly amendments are concurred in. Members, we're now going to move to file item 63, Senator Block. Secretary, please read.
Senate Concurrent Resolution 25 by Senator Block relative to the Memorandum of Understanding between Israel and California.
Great. Senator Block.
Thank you, Mr. President. SCR 25 is back from the Assembly with amendments. The resolution, as you recall, memorializes the legislature's continued support for the Memorandum of Understanding signed last year by Governor Brown and Prime Minister Netanyahu to foster collaboration in research and technology between California and Israel. The amendments taken in the Assembly add collaborative projects initiated between California and Israel since the MOU was signed. Amendments were also taken to add dozens of Assembly members as co-authors. SCR 25 has strong bipartisan support and no opposition. I urge your aye vote.
Great. Thank you, Senator Block. Members, any debate or discussion? Seeing none, Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen. Aye. Anderson. Aye. Bates. Bell. Aye. Berryhill. Aye. Block. Aye. Canella. De Leon. Aye. Fuller. Aye. Gaines.
Aye.
Aye. Galgiani. Aye. Glazer. Aye. Hall. Aye. Hancock. Aye. Hernandez. Aye. Hertzberg. Aye. Hill. Aye. Wisso. Aye. Huff. Aye. Jackson. Aye. Lara. Aye. Leno. Aye. Leva. Aye. Liu. Aye. McGuire. Aye. Mendoza. Aye. Mitchell. Monty. Morlock. Aye. Morrell. Aye. Wynn. Aye. Nilsson. Aye. Pan. Aye. Pavley. Aye. Roth. Aye. Runner. Aye. Stone. Aye. Vidak. Aye. Wachowski. Aye. Wolk. Wolk, aye. Bates, aye.
Secretary, please call the absent members.
Canella. Mitchell. Monty.
Ayes 37, no 0. The Assembly amendments are concurred in. Members, we'll now move forward to the Senate third reading, starting with file item, excuse me, yeah, we have one more item here, file item 64, Senator Stone.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members.
Secretary, please read.
Senate Concurrent Resolution 35 by Senator Stone relative to anti-Semitism.
Thank you,
Senator
members. Mr. President, amendments taken in the Assembly were minor, and we added numerous co-authors. SCR 35 is an opportunity for California to be on record and state its absolute opposition to the rise of anti-Semitism that have popped up throughout our state, and urges the UC system to adopt its own resolution condemning all forms of anti-Semitism. It's imperative that this legislature continue its strong tradition of standing up against hatred and ignorance. This resolution has broad bipartisan support throughout the process and has received no votes. I respectfully ask for your aye vote on this concurrence.
Great, thank you, Senator Stone. Members, any debate or discussion? Any objection to using our previous roll call? Seeing none, ayes 37, no 0. Assembly amendments are concurred in. Okay, now we can move forward to Senate third reading, file item 68, Senator Stone. Oh, okay, excuse me. We were going to go back to a file item. That would be file item 59. Secretary, please read.
Senate Bill 470 by Senator Jackson, an act relating to civil actions.
Senator Jackson.
Thank you, Mr. President and members. My apologies for skipping over this. This is back on concurrence. It is a non-controversial bill that seeks to create court efficiencies with respect to rulings on summary judgments and summary adjudication motions. Fascinating stuff, but from the perspective of the legal profession, this is an efficiency that will benefit all the parties, the litigants, as well as the court. The Assembly amendment simply added double joining language to avoid chaptering out issues in the event that both this bill and AB 1141 are both enacted. This bill is co-sponsored by the Judicial Council and the California Judges Association, is supported by the California Chamber of Commerce, the Civil Justice Association, and notably this bill has received unanimous bipartisan support throughout both houses. I would respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Senator Jackson. Members, any debate or discussion? Seeing none, is there any objection to using our previous roll call? Seeing none, ayes 37, noes 0. Assembly amendments are concurred in.
Thank you.
Great, thank you. Okay, I think we can really move forward this time to the Senate third reading. So let's take a look at file item 68. Senator Stone.
Pass on file.
Okay, pass on file. We'll now move to file item 69. Senator Stone. Pass on file or
No.
Okay, all right. Secretary, please read.
Senate Joint Resolution 9 by Senator Stone relative to the Chronic Kidney Disease Improvement in Research and Treatment Act.
Great, Senator Stone.
Thank you, Mr. President and members. SGR 9 is a simple resolution that urges Congress, which created the Medicare end-stage renal disease benefit back in 1972, to further the goal of treating and curing chronic kidney diseases by passing H.R. 1130. Kidney disease is the ninth leading cause of death in the United States. More than 20 million adults in the United States, or more than 10% of the adult population, are estimated to have chronic kidney disease. Most cases are undiagnosed. SGR 9 raises awareness of chronic kidney disease and promotes the passage of H.R. 1130, which does three things. First, for individuals living with chronic diseases, especially when those diseases are complicated by multiple comorbid conditions, coordinated care is important to improving outcomes and lowering health care costs. Second, increased research can lead to deeper understanding of kidney disease prevention and ultimately to significant innovations in treatment. And lastly, the stability in the Medicare program is central to end-stage renal disease program that ensures quality and produces optimal results. So members, please join me in supporting this resolution and asking Congress to pass and the President to sign H.R. 1130, the Chronic Kidney Disease Improvement, Research, and Treatment Act. Thank you for your consideration. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Great. Thank you, Senator Stone. Members, any further debate or discussion? Seeing none, members, would there be any objection to using the previous roll call? Seeing none, ayes 37, noes 0. The resolution is adopted. Now move to file item 70. Senator De Leon. Secretary, please read.
Senate Joint Resolution 16 by Senator De Leon relative to AmeriCorps.
Senator De Leon.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Colleagues, I rise to present Senate Joint Resolution number 16, which urges Congress to protect and sustain full funding for the Corporation for National and Community Service, the entity that runs the AmeriCorps program. This year alone in California, the Community Service Program committed more than $108 million in support to support cost-effective community solutions. AmeriCorps workers support our communities by tutoring as well as mentoring children, supporting veterans and military families, providing health services, restoring the environment, responding to disasters, increasing economic opportunity at more than 3,200 locations in the state. They work hand in hand with government, nonprofit, faith-based organizations at a time of growing demand for services in many of the state's most impoverished communities. One example that is especially vital right now, given the drought, is the Watershed Stewards Program, administered through the California Conservation Corps and sponsored by the Corporation for National Community Service. These young people are working to protect and restore our streams, rivers, and lakes. National service programs like AmeriCorps are cost-effective and represent a small investment. Every federal dollar invested in national service yields $2.20 in savings to other government programs. Recently, the House and the Senate Appropriations Committee approved funding bills that propose drastic cuts to these critically needed and cost-effective programs and services. Senate Joint Resolution number 16 will ensure that Congress understands the vital role of the national service programs in the great state of California. With that, I respectfully ask for a bipartisan aye vote.
Great. Thank you, Senator De Leon. Members, any debate or discussion? Seeing none, Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen. Anderson. Aye. Bates. Bell. Aye. Berryhill. Aye. Block. Aye. Canella. De Leon. Aye. Fuller. Gaines.
Aye.
Aye. Galgiani. Glazer. Aye. Hall. Aye. Hancock. Aye. Hernandez. Aye. Hertzberg. Aye. Hill. Aye. Wesso. Aye. Huff. Aye. Jackson. Aye. Lada. Aye. Leno. Aye. Leba. Aye. Liu. Aye. McGuire. Aye. Mendoza. Aye. Mitchell. Monty. Morlock. Morrell. Wynn. Aye. Nilsson. Aye. Pan. Aye. Pavley. Aye. Roth. Aye. Runner. Stone. Aye. Vidak. Aye. Wachowski. Aye. Wolk. Wolk, aye.
Secretary, please call the absent members.
Allen. Aye. Bates. Aye. Canella. Fuller. Galgiani. Aye. Mitchell. Monning. Morlock. Aye. Morrell. Aye. Runner.
Ayes 35, no 0. The resolution is adopted. All right, members, we'll now move to file item 71. Senator Leyva. Secretary, please read.
Senate Joint Resolution 11 by Senator Leyva relative to the United States Postal Service.
Senator Leyva.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members. Recently, the United States Post Office implemented lower service standards, which will result in delayed mail, virtual elimination of overnight delivery of first-class mail and periodicals across the country, as well as layoffs. And as we all know, these are good jobs in all of the communities that we live in. SJR urges Congress to take action to protect important services that the USPS workers provide. Specifically, this resolution urges Congress to place a moratorium on planned shutdowns of mail sorting centers and to oppose any postal reform legislation that does not continue the mandate for 6-day delivery of mail. Further, SJR 11 urges the California Secretary of State to publicly oppose changes in the United States Postal Service which result in the closing of facilities that process absentee ballots, because these proposed actions will negatively impact the rights of California voters who now use absentee voters. At least one of these facilities is planning to shift mail distribution out of the state. This plan will threaten up to 15,000 jobs. Members, I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Great. Thank you, Senator Leyva. Members, any debate or discussion? Seeing none, Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen. Aye. Anderson. No. Bates. Bell. Aye. Berryhill. No. Block. Aye. Canella. De Leon. Aye. Fuller. Gaines.
Aye? Or no, excuse me.
No. Galgiani. Aye. Glazer. Aye. Hall. Aye. Hancock. Aye. Hernandez. Aye. Hertzberg. Hill. Aye. Wesso. Aye. Huff. Hertzberg, aye. Jackson. I. Lada. I. Leno. I. Leva. I. Liu. McGuire. I. Mendoza. I. Mitchell. Monning. I. Morlock. No. Morrell. No. Wynn. Nielsen. Pan. Nielsen, no. Pan, aye. Pavley. Aye. Roth. Aye. Runner. No. Stone. No. Vidak. No. Wachowski. Aye. Wolk. Wolk, aye.
Secretary, please call the absent members.
Bates. No. Cannella. Fuller. Huff. No. Liu. Aye. Mitchell. Wynn. No.
Ayes 25, noes 12. The resolution is adopted. Members, we'll now move to file item 72. Senator Lara. Secretary, please read.
Senate Bill 304 by Senator Lara, an act relating to state claims, making appropriation therefore, and declaring the urge thereof to take effect immediately.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, Mr. President and members. SB 304 is an urgency measure to appropriate approximately $3.3 million to the Victims' Compensation and Government Claims Board for the payment of 199 state claims. The bill includes 2 claims to reauthorize capital outlay bond payments to the Los Angeles Community College District for reimbursements of eligible construction costs. The funds were approved in the 26th budget, but they reverted before the district submitted their claims for payment. The remaining claims are for reissuing state checks that were never cashed. The Department of Finance has approved payment of these claims, all of which are valid obligations of the state. I respectfully ask for your aye votes.
Great. Thank you, Senator Lara. Members, any debate or discussion? Senator Morlock.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just have a question on this bill for the author.
Yes, Senator Lara, would you accept the question?
Yes.
Yes, proceed.
Senator, with the $2.6 million that's being paid out of the bond fund, is that a bond fund that is being paid for out of the state's general fund?
These were appropriated. These were funds that were appropriated in the 2006 budget. I don't recall what pot it was taken from. It appears to be that it was capital outlay bond funds previously authorized in the 2016 budget.
And I apologize for not getting a chance to research it, but if it's a general fund, I'd like, if it's possible, to make an amendment of some sort or recommend it that we have it paid out of the Prop 98 funds. I don't see why the state citizens should be penalized for an educational misstep. That's my only comment, Mr. President. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Senator Morlock. Members, any further debate or discussion? Seeing none, Senator Lara, would you like to close?
Thank you, members. Again, just a reminder, this is the Department of Finance has approved payment of these claims, all of which are valid obligations of the state. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Senator Lara. Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen. Aye. Anderson. Aye. Bates. Bell. Aye. Berryhill. Aye. Block. Aye. Cannella. De Leon. Aye. Fuller. Aye. Gaines.
Aye.
Aye. Galgioni. Aye. Glazer. Aye. Hall. Aye. Hancock. Aye. Hernandez. Aye. Hertzberg. Aye. Hill. Aye. Wisso. Huff. Jackson. Lada. Aye. Leno. Aye. Leva. Aye. Liu. Aye. McGuire. Aye. Mendoza. Aye. Mitchell. Monning. Morlock. Morrell. Wynn. Nielsen. Pan. Aye. Pavley. Aye. Roth. Aye. Runner. Aye. Stone. Aye. Vidak. Aye. Wachowski. Aye. Wolk. Wolk, aye. Nielsen, aye. Bates, aye.
Secretary, please call the absent members.
Cannella. Hueso. Huff. Aye. Jackson. Aye. Mitchell. Monning. Morlock. I, Morrell. I, Wynn. Aye.
Yes, ayes 36, no zero on urgency, ayes 36, no zero on the measure. Members will now move to file item 73, Senator De Leon.